Throughout life, you're gonna make decisions that sometimes you think, oh, I can never go back, or oh, I shouldn't have done that. Well, doors are always opening, no matter where you go. As long as you don't completely shut them out, you can always take a new turn. And that's what I love to do. My father was a Marine. I was born in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. So I moved around the country a lot, so I always knew what it was like to be the new person and to start fresh. I'm not a traditional college student. I grew up in Michigan. That's where I went to high school. So it's been quite a journey to get to NC State from here. I just went immediately into work. I've been working for over a decade. Recently I was in IT, and then the pandemic happened. And once COVID happened, my whole life kind of changed. Priorities also went out the window. I'm an extroverted guy, so the prospect of having to work from home was not something that I was really happy to be doing. I also saw on the news, and I know people who are teachers as well, that they had to use technology from home to teach these children, and some of them were not really adept to that, which I was able to know a little, but I didn't have the credentials to do so. And a lot of things were thrust on these teachers and on the students too, because this is a whole different world for them as well. I saw the stress, I saw the need for teachers, and I decided that I would address that problem by joining forces with them. This is the opportunity to take something that was maybe perhaps bad and make it into good. Of course, in order to do that, I had to get a degree. And I hadn't been to school since high school over a decade ago, so it was a brand new experience for me. I looked up online that there was a thing called C3, which I had never heard about before. And once I heard that, there was a game plan from the beginning. I followed along lockstep in order to achieve the goals that I wanted, which was ultimately to be a teacher and to have graduated from NC State. C3 has been amazing. They've had advisors who know me personally. They talk to me on the phone. They know my experiences, where I have been. I am not just a name. I am not just a number. And so they know what it is that I'm good at and what I struggle at maybe perhaps. And so they can help me guide what classes I should take, what classes I may need a little bit more assistance in, for instance, Spanish, for instance. But they know me personally because I invested in them just as they invested in me. And so C3 is not just just a sheet of paper. It isn't just something that you can just check off your list, something to put on a resume. This is something that can actually help you throughout your journey here. Joining C3 puts you immediately accepted into NC State, even while you're at community college. The transferring of the credits is easy. The specific goals that they need you to do is written out for you and laid out. And it got me to know people that I'm working with right now, which is something that is always hard for transfer students to begin with anyway. So it gives you a leg up and it gives you a purpose. I just love the college atmosphere and it's a wonderful experience. So college life, you get to open up, be yourself. Anything could happen. Anything could happen from this point. You could find the person you're gonna marry the rest of your life. You could find the best friends you ever could take, and you could find mentors that'll help guide you from this point forward. It's lessons, that's all it is. I'm proud that I never give up. I'm proud that I'm able to adapt to situations as they're thrust upon me. I'm proud that I'm resilient and that I always look in an optimistic view for the future, because life will always throw things at you. You've got to overcome it. Ultimately, my goal is always to learn. Every day is a lesson. Every year you have, and every job as well, gives you something that you can learn and strive for. So my ultimate goal is to give that knowledge to other people, whatever it may be, my experiences, my life. Subjects, obviously, I want to teach history and English, so I want to teach that to the youth as well. But my goal is always to make a difference in the world and into the future. So in whatever avenue I can do that, I will do that. If you're a non-traditional student and you're trying to get into C3, I would not worry about what you had at ACT, not worry about your high school experiences or academics. They're willing to listen and adjust to whatever life experiences you've been through, whatever work experiences you help. Because we know that that may have been a long time ago, and some of those things don't represent who you are anymore. But that's the beauty of college, that's the beauty of community college especially, that you all start fresh you're back at square one. It doesn't matter if you were a 4.0 student or if you were a 2.0 student. Once you start again, you could become that 4.0 student you want to be if that's what you strive for. Because it doesn't really matter what I did in Michigan, and it doesn't really matter what you've done in the past. It matters what you're doing now.